The primary world of the Empire, referred to as Motherworld, was governed by numerous monarchs until its resources were depleted. Subsequently, the military ventured into space, subjugating new planets along their path. Meanwhile, on the distant planet of Veldt, Farmer Gnar arrives at the field where Korra is toiling. As evening falls, villagers gather for a feast to celebrate a hunter's successful capture of a snow moose. Korra completes her tasks and joins the communal table. The following day, Korra spots a massive spaceship hovering above the village and rushes to alert the residents. Anxiety fills the villagers, particularly because one of their own, Gunnar, has been clandestinely selling surplus crops to the rebels. Despite the risk, the village leader resolves to confront the unexpected visitors and ascertain their intentions. Upon landing, Admiral Atticus and his troops demand to purchase grain to replenish their dwindling food supplies. Attempting to deceive the admiral, the village leader claims they have no surplus grain, prompting Atticus to execute him in front of the entire village. Subsequently, Atticus orders Gunnar to gather all the harvest for the Imperial forces. After a span of 9 weeks, Atticus departs, leaving a contingent of his soldiers stationed in the village. It is revealed that among the crates lies the sole remaining representative of the mechanical knight race, the robot, a relic from the slain king's reign. Meanwhile, a soldier notices a village girl, young Sam, but his attention is diverted by the novelty of Jimmy's presence. Since the king's demise, the Iron Knights have ceased their battles. To demonstrate this, a soldier fires upon the robot, illustrating its stoic endurance of unwarranted punishment. Eris defends the robot and nearly becomes a target himself before the surgeon intervenes, instructing Jimmy to wash away the dirt by the river. There, Sam encounters the robot, offering her sympathy and companionship. Sam reassures the robot of its enduring compassion and presents it with a wreath of flowers. Meanwhile, the villagers deliberate their next course of action, with many pointing fingers at Gunnar. In his defense, Gunnar highlights their role as farmers, suggesting it's not in the soldiers' interest to harm them since they rely on the villagers for sustenance. Upon overhearing this discussion, Korra hurriedly packs her belongings to depart, recognizing the inevitable cruelty of the Empire. Soldiers seize Sam, intending to exploit her, but Eris stands up in her defense, facing immediate repercussions. Witnessing this injustice, Korra intervenes, urging the soldiers to cease their actions. Yet seeing her, they resolve to pursue their desires recklessly. Realizing peaceful resolution is futile, Korra engages in combat, dispatching all the soldiers except for Eris, who aligns himself with her cause. The sergeant seizes Sam, demanding that Korra surrender her weapons. Jimmy enters, assessing the situation, and grabs a weapon, shooting the sergeant to free the girl. With the villagers realizing they have no choice but to resist the Empire, Korra resolves to seek out General Titus, who has rallied forces against the king's assassins. She hopes for his aid and enlists Gunnar to help locate the individual through whom he sold grain to the rebels. As they rest for the night, Korra confides in Gunnar, recounting how Motherworld soldiers massacred her planet's inhabitants, with Senator Balisarius overseeing the executions but inexplicably sparing 9-year-old Korra. Taken aboard his ship, Korra was raised and trained as a warrior among Motherworld's elite troops, with the senator considering her his daughter and boasting of her military accomplishments. Thus, she understands the fate awaiting Veldt's inhabitants if they don't resist. The duo soon arrives in a port city, opting to rest in a bar where Gunnar attracts unwelcome attention from a patron who seeks to purchase him. When Korra refuses, the brute brandishes a knife, only to be repelled by Korra's forceful rejection. Seeking information about General Titus, Korra interrogates the patrons, receiving a response from an alien being communicating through symbiosis with a captured human. The alien reveals that General Titus now fights in the gladiatorial arena of Pollux, warning Korra of his aggressiveness due to being hunted. In a confrontation initiated by the man offended by Korra, a shootout ensues, during which a bystander intervenes to save Korra. This outsider, Kai, offers his ship for her service following the altercation. As Kai reveals his destination to be Pollux, Korra expresses her intention to recruit soldiers to combat the Empire, but Kai remains undeterred. The ship lifts off, but Kai discloses the need to make a stop at the small frontier planet first for his own business. During the journey, Kai introduces Gunnar, who has never ventured beyond their planet, to the wonders of space. Meanwhile, Admiral Atticus charges himself with the energy of Motherworld while piloting and discovers that a rebel agent with vital information about resistance forces has been captured. Upon landing on the frontier planet, Kai reveals to Korra a chained boy named Tarek, whom he intended to offer as a potential addition to her team. However, the local ranch owner imposes a condition for Tarek's release. He must tame a wild griffin kept in a pen. Without hesitation, Tarek agrees and remarkably communicates with the creature, reminiscent of King Alexander the Great's report with his horse, Bucephalus. Against the odds, Tarek successfully rides the griffin, impressing Korra and securing his freedom. The ship then heads to the cobalt mines of Dagas, home to the skilled fencer Nemesis. Upon arrival, they learn that a child of one of the workers has been captured by a spider-like member of the planet's indigenous population seeking vengeance for her slain offspring. Nemesis attempts to negotiate the child's release but ultimately engages in battle when diplomacy fails. Korra and her team watch in awe as Nemesis demonstrates her fencing prowess. Eventually, the Spider-Woman relents and releases the child, allowing Gunnar to swiftly rescue her. Despite the peril, Nemesis reluctantly dispatches the creature, finding no solace in the victory, holding humanity responsible for the conflict. She decides to join Korra's team, and the ship charts its course for the planet Pollux. Korra commends Gunnar for his bravery and reveals her own guilt over Princess Iza's demise, having served as her bodyguard and witnessed her extraordinary healing abilities. Upon arriving on Pollux, the team locates the renowned General Titus, now reduced to a drunken state. They take him to a bathhouse to restore him, though he initially resists confronting his past actions, haunted by the fate of his soldiers. Korra offers him a chance at redemption, sparking a glimmer of recognition in the general. Meanwhile, Admiral Atticus interrogates the captured rebel agent, learning of the Resistance's stronghold on the planet Sharon under King Leviticus' rule. Atticus swiftly eliminates the agent and orders their fleet to set course for Sharon. Concurrently, Kay's ship lands on Sharon, where they receive a welcome from King Levitica himself. Korra expresses her gratitude for the hospitality and assistance extended by King Levitica. Soon after, rebel ships under the command of siblings Durayan and Devra make their arrival. Devra, initially hostile due to the vulnerability of her people against Admiral Atticus's forces, softens upon learning about the events on Veldt. The rebels agree to Korra's proposal. Following this, Kai pledges to fight alongside Korra, but must first fulfill a delivery obligation to a trading post. Upon arrival, Kai solicits assistance in unloading the crates, which the team dutifully begins. However, to their shock, the crates suddenly transform into devices designed to immobilize individuals, ensnaring all members except Gunnar. It's revealed that Kai is a bounty hunter who initially intended to betray them for a reward. Delighted by his capture, he remarks on the lucrative value of each member, with Korra being of particular interest to the entire universe. As Atticus's ship docks at the base, the Admiral eagerly approaches the pier, surprised by the unexpected captives prepared for him by Kai. He bypasses the other prisoners but halts near Gunnar, whose presence in the group catches him off guard. In a tense moment, Kai hands Gunnar a syringe device and orders him to inject Korra with a sedative. However, Gunnar swiftly turns the tables, apologizing to Korra before using the syringe on Kai instead. With Korra freed, she disarms a nearby soldier and initiates a firefight. Gunnar proceeds to free the other captives, and together they join the fray. Suddenly, Darian witnesses Admiral Atticus's flagship opening fire on the Resistance ships, realizing the impending peril for his people. He dashes to the pier and manages to reach the ship's cockpit, where he confronts and dispatches the pilot, but succumbs to a fatal shot in the process. The ship loses control and plummets into the abyss, leaving Atticus stranded on a small platform. Korra confronts him, challenging him to a duel. Their battle is fierce, but Korra emerges victorious, hurling Atticus into the depths. As the surviving warriors regroup, they decide to return to the planet Veldt. Meanwhile, Atticus is recovered by Imperial medics and restored in the artificial womb of Motherworld, revealing his true identity as an android. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss on more amazing recaps.